you know, boy, so-and-so, they're really bold, you know, and they're going to sense that from us because we have such confidence, we have such cooperation in our core with what the Word has told us, and the Holy Spirit has brought it up in a situation and said, now's the time. Do what Mark 3:5 or, you know, John 14:29 says to do. This is happening right now. You know, this is going on. So we have the Word with the Spirit in cooperation, and so we're actually doing 1 John 4:1. We're actually doing it. We're believing that we are in sync with the Holy Spirit. And we have studied His character, and at that point in our activity, we recognize His leading, His presence, His feeding us words, and His presence. That's His presence. And so anyway, that's our goal. That's what we strive for. But there's two different views of it. There's our recognition of it and the other person's recognition of it. And we hear ourselves speak, and we can see, we know what we're trying to accomplish with that third person, the one we're talking to, and what we're striving for. And so when we hear back from them, it is a tremendous experience to have when you are exchanging thoughts and ideas and concepts and making plans and being together, united that way is just an incredible thing. We search for it when we witness in 2 Corinthians chapter 3 talks about that also, that link. We're searching for that link. You do it with your neighbor, you do it with, you know, other people at school, or you do it with your teachers or your classmates or whoever. You're searching for that unity. Let's see, is it 2 Corinthians 3? Yes, 2 Corinthians 3, we've referenced that many times in here. But it says, are we beginning, 2 Corinthians 3:1, are we beginning to commend ourselves again? Or do we need, like some people, letters of recommendation to you or from you? You yourselves are our letter, written on our hearts, known and read by everybody. You show that you are a letter from Christ, the result of our ministry, written not with ink, but with the Spirit of the living God, not on tablets of stone, but on tablets of human hearts. So, and then verse 4, such confidence is ours. The person, you know, presenting it, that's the confidence you have when you relate to them. So that's what we're after. That cooperation is what we're after. So here's an argument. You have 3 verses that are put together, and there is some argument that the 3 of them form in your mind. And so there is a concept that comes into your heart through these verses, the heart of your core. And so somebody want to read John 21:14? Someone else, maybe 2 Corinthians 3:12 and 2 Timothy 1:12, and we'll look at this. We'll look at how the three of them together help us. But what we're looking for is what we want to accomplish today is our core being reset to the strongman of the Word. Okay? And so it involves our mind, most definitely. It's very important. Hebrews says that, we've looked at that before, how God says, I'm not just towing you along in the desert like I did with the Jews. He said, I'm not just towing you along in the desert and, making water come out of this rock and, giving you safe passage through the sea, and your shoes don't wear out. And he says, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not holding you by the hand and taking you through these things. He says, I'm going to put it in your mind and in your heart. And that's what we do today in our relationship through faith and grace, this period with God through Christ. And so what we're doing is our core is our born-again core is able to have these relationships with God. So we're looking at, we're going to be participating with the strong man, a new strong man inside of us, who brings us our peace. And we're going to be maintaining that peace in participation with God's divine activity in our lives. So we're maintaining that peace. We're deciding who makes us sense peace. We're not going to make the mistake of the world where we're going to cry out, because we see a tank come over the horizon, or here comes this, military aircraft, yay, I'm going to be okay. And, we were fearing meeting with somebody today, but, their car broke down. Oh, thank God their car broke down, because, I didn't want to meet with them. Our peace is being eroded and taken away because we haven't reset the Lord and what He can do. And we may be born again, but we have to do this work inside of us. And we saw that in the story in John chapter 19 with Zacchaeus. We saw Zacchaeus participating with Christ and resetting his strong man. And so that's what we need to do, is reset. And when we reset, then it opens up whole new avenues for us to be at peace. Perhaps you have a neighbor or someone in your family or someone at work who you're battling with, and they may say things, oh, you're stupid, or you're lazy, or you need to be more like me, you know, and your peace gets damaged. What you rely on gets hurt, and so that person and demons will assist. That's why we're including it now in our study. Is demons assist with that. They look for those opportunities to come into our activities and begin to further erode our trust in the Lord and get us to try to bankrupt our account with the Lord, try to tear that down. So, somebody want to read John 21:14? Anybody? No one wants to read today.
I'll read it. John 21:14.
Mm-hmm.
This is now the third time that Jesus was manifested to the disciples after he was raised from the dead.
Okay, so he has done what here? What is Christ doing here in 1921? Oh, yeah, 21:14. What's he doing here? What is Christ attempting to do?
He's showing him that Jesus was in fact raised from the dead.
Yes, he's affirming his promise. Okay, it's not a corporeal proof. It is if we were to understand it spiritually, we would be understanding that he promised, and he's displaying his power over death. So it's a spiritual affirmation, and if we read it corporeally, then we're going to be asking for some kind of help with that, and you'll see Christ, if you read it, that he ate fish in one of those events. He was asked to stay and eat with the two who were traveling on the road. We are going to be in a temptation to go for something we trust more, a corporeal validation. Can I see it? Can I touch it? Can I, taste it? We're going to look for evidence in our in how we take and trust information. If I could just see it, if I can just touch it, I would feel better about what's going on. And so we want some validation, and the more we are brought into that, the more we press into that, the more trouble we have in our core, the more confusion we're causing there, and having trouble there. Let's go to Luke 21:14 before we go on more here. Let's build our argument. Let's put a fourth verse in to help our argument. Luke 21:14 also. Somebody want to read that? We're going to see it build even more.
So make up your minds not to worry, rehearsing your defense beforehand.
Okay, so what is the word asking us to do? What's happening
To make
here?
up your mind to not worry, because worry comes from the devil. So if you rely on Jesus, he will see you through. So don't use your own afflictions to deal with the problem. Ask God for guidance and deal with it without worrying. Maybe.
Well, what's he? Why does he say mind here? Why does he say make up your mind? What is he suggesting the apostles have a capacity to do? What will it change?
Your mind and also go against what their mind is saying.
Okay. Okay. You're going to get involved in things, and if you don't have your strong man in place when the event starts happening, you're not going to fare well, because you're going to be struggling then with what is happening. You're not going to be of any help at that time. You're going to be panicking. You haven't made your mind up. I didn't really like Uncle Buck that much, and I don't know that I want to jump in the lake and save Uncle Buck. So you're going to pace on the deck. You're going to go back and forth and try to decide, can I do this? Do I want to do this? I mean, that's the problem with us, is we hesitate, and we are embroiled about it inside. We saw that in James chapter 1, where there's doubt about, there's doubt inside of us, there's conflict inside of us, and Christ says that you cannot go into a situation not having your mind set, not being ready when you go into that situation, because when you do set it to the Word, set it to the truth, get your strong man set up in that fashion, the Holy Spirit can't utilize the truth that you have hidden away in your heart and remind you of something Christ said. You're in this event and you are you're not ready for it. You didn't get your mind ready. Your core is in trouble, and it's going to cause problems for you. And so God says you gotta be, and this is a spiritual exercise. God is calling us to do a spiritual exercise. Okay, verse 13. What will happen if we do that? What will happen? It says this will result in your being witnesses to them. It'll result in being witnesses to them. If you go into the situation with your mind made up. Okay? Because if you don't, you're going to find yourself defending yourself. Not the Holy Spirit speaking for you and giving you the words to say and reminding you of what Christ told you, but instead you will be defending yourself. And this is a sign that the strong man is not in place. if you're just defending yourself instead of saying what your mind is made up to say, and you're allowing the Holy Spirit then to take that forward, and He will speak for you. And this is when we have given ourselves over to the strong man. This is what happens. Our strong man is the Lord. Our strong man is the activity of the Holy Spirit inside of us, keeping us at peace, keeping our minds have been made up. So this is the process that we want to do. This is a core issue. This is what happened. This is a core activity. Okay, who has 2 Corinthians 3:12? Somebody want to read that for us? Anybody?
Therefore, with a hope like this, we are very open.
Okay.
That was the whole thing.
My Bible has bold for open. Anybody have another translation? We got, mine says, therefore, since we have such hope, we are very bold.
Having therefore such a hope, we use great boldness in our speech.
Okay. I had a friend call me one day, and he noticed that when he went out, he wanted to just be bold about talking about the Lord. But his problem was, his mind wasn't made up. He wasn't ready with the teachings, with the truth, and he wasn't ready. He was in a position of fear and worry about protecting himself. And so he told me, he said, I want to be more bold. How can I be more bold? And I said, it's a side effect. It comes with a person